I don't think we're headed into a big recession. But I think we probably are in a recession, and that recession will get worse. These things pass, and then there will be boom times again. Well, predicting macroeconomics is always difficult, and one should assign probabilities to these things. But ironically, I did last year. People asked me what I think about the economy. I said, well, I think we might enter a recession in approximately spring of 2022.
Called it. Nailed it.
Yeah. Now the thing is that recessions are not necessarily a bad thing. I've now been through a few of them, and what tends to happen is if you have a boom that goes on for too long, you get misallocation of capital. It starts raining money on fools, basically. It's like any dumb thing gets money, and I'm sure you've seen a few of those. At some point it gets just out of control, and you just have a misallocation of human capital, where people are doing things that are silly and not useful to their fellow human beings. And then those companies, there needs to be sort of an economic enema, if you will, to have everyone sort of shift uncomfortably in their seats. Does its job, it clears out the pipes, if you will.
Yes.
And sort of the bullshit companies go bankrupt, and the ones that are doing useful products are prosperous. But there's certainly a lesson here that if one is making useful product and has a company that makes sense, make sure you're not running things too close to the edge from a capital standpoint, that you've got some capital reserves to last through irrational times. Because in the past, when there's been a recession, it has gone. It's amazing. It's flipped like a light switch. I mean, David, do you remember this from the PayPal, ex-PayPal days, when we raised $100 million in March of 2000. And we had the demand was so high, we had people like VCs, like just literally without even a term sheet, wiring money into our account. Anyway, so it's just important to make sure if you're a healthy company, you got some capital to get through things. And then what's your costs? And if it is a recession, which more likely than not it is a recession, not saying it is, but it probably is, then just watch your cash flow and get to positive cash flow as soon as you can. But I think we probably are in a recession, and that recession will get worse. But these things pass, and then there will be boom times again. We will have a recession. I think it will be a relatively mild recession, sort of. I'm just guessing here. This is total speculation, but I would guess it's a mild recession for 18 months or something like that. Would be my best guess right now. Well, I think a recession is inevitable at some point. As to whether there is a recession in the near term, I think that is more likely than not. It certainly isn't. It's not a certainty, but it appears more likely than not. And what do you think?
I mean, really, if you have your calendar synced with the car, or it's just if you don't say anything, the car should just default take you to work or take you home. Like if it knows or take you to the destination on your calendar, you just don't even say anything. Just get in and
get out.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Do you think we're headed into like a big recession?
I don't think we're headed into a big recession.
I'd say like maybe a mild recession, but it could be a mild recession that lasts for a couple of years, something like that. But the thing that's just hard to predict are if there's if there's a war between China and Taiwan or something like that, that would send the world into a recession. That's a possibility. If there's some big event, but And there is a challenge in China right now with
Shit's scary. The Taiwan, China.
the Taiwan-China stuff is worrying.
Taiwan is scary.
There is, independent of that, there is there's kind of a looming bust in the property market in China, where there's just been they've overbuilt apartments and buildings in general. There's just too many primary housing units in China, which seems crazy because a lot of people in China, but China has overbuilt primary housing units, and people have speculated on primary housing units, just like the U.S. did in the lead up to 2008. So in the U.S. lead up to 2008, the U.S. was building primary housing units at twice the rate of household formation. So if you're making houses twice as fast as families are forming, then obviously something's got to give. And we're doing that in the U.S. for a while. Like I said, just think of money as information. People often will think of money as having power in and of itself. It does not. Money is information, and it does not have power in and of itself. Again, applying the physics tools of thinking about things in the limit is helpful. If you are stranded on a tropical island and you have $1 trillion, it's useless because there's no resource allocation. Money is a database for resource allocation, but there's no resources to allocate except yourself. So money is useless.